All right, man. So I'm walking. I had to take Raven for a walk anyway, but I needed a moment because my life and its many problems, and my hair is coming out of my bun that I had it in. And normally I run past this stupid snake tree. That's not what this is about, but let me show you what's going on with this snake tree now. So the saga of the snake tree continues. And apparently that thing popped out of its skin and left it on the thing. I don't know if it was a warning that it was going to be coming from my neck, but I can't. This is just a bridge too far. So normally I run past that tree. I'm so despondent right now. I'm like, nah, I'm just going to take my chances. But yeah, that's the update on the tree of ridiculousness. But that's not what this is about, believe it or not. But you got the snake tree update, so you got that going. So I am having a day where I am extremely tired. Basically, my dog Shyla, my older dog, she's like 11 or 12. We're not exactly sure. I say she's 11. My husband says she's 12. She has really bad arthritis. So she has been kind of whining for the last couple of nights because the medicine that we had for her from Germany ran out. So we have her on this thing called gabapentin, and it's not really doing anything except causing her to kind of have incontinence issues. So I just mopped my floor yesterday. So I mopped my floor, and now I'm chronically having to mop my floor because my senior dog is having incontinence issues. So, but with that, she's also very uncomfortable because that medicine isn't as nice as she was on something called Rimadyl. It's not as good as the Rimadyl. So she's in a lot more pain, and she just was whining all night, and it would wake me up, and I'm like, I did not get a good night's sleep last night, and I can't even get a good nap going now because she's she's always whining, and she's whining because she's in pain, and I'm not angry at her, but I'm super tired. So my brain is already kind of in a haze. So I'm laying on my bed watching something or another on YouTube, half watching, half playing phone games, and I get an email from the biggest East Coast con in the U.S. That's local now to me. And I forgot, not several months, but in mid-May, they were looking for panel submissions. And I was like, at the time when I did this, I was in a way better mental state than I am even right now. So, sorry. So I was like, oh, I'll do a panel. I'm up to doing a panel, and I told my husband, you're going to be helping me with this panel. But life has caught up with me. I don't know if I have the mental wherewithal to go to this convention, let alone do a whole panel for it. So but before we even get to that, I submitted this thing. Was like, they're probably not going to accept it, but hey, we tried. So, but y'all know this year has not been the greatest year for me. A lot of ups and downs emotionally. And I've only done Lolita once this year because the panel I wanted to do was a Lolita panel. And I'm basically, as I'm progressing and trying to heal from everything going down, I was like, well, I think I could do it. And now nah, I can't do it. Being around crowds because as I've mentioned multiple times, because I have a PTSD diagnosis, my emotions are extremely fragile and volatile, and being around crowds and large groups of people, even though it's my people, anime friends and video game friends, even though those are the friends that I've always had in my adult life, I can't mentally deal with it right now. It's just a little much. So when I wrote for this panel, I was like, okay, they're probably not going to take it. They took it. Of course they did. Why? Because that's my life right now. So Yeah, they took the panel, and I'm like, I can't do this right now. I'm like barely subsisting on like existence in and of itself. And my husband was like, well, and then one of the things that I wanted to do with this panel will require me to have things ready that I'm not going to have ready in the amount of time that I have allotted to me. But my husband was like, well, maybe you could pivot it a little bit. And I'm like, I probably could if I was in a better place mentally, but I'm not in that place right now. And I think Otakon is at the end of this month. So I'm definitely not going to be ready by the end of this month. Every day is kind of like I wake up and do kind of like a quick assessment as to like how I feel mentally. And today, because of the lack of sleep, I'm like, nah. Why did you poop in the middle of the road? Because I know this was you. This kid. Well, today, part of my kind of like down and sad and all of that stuff kind of stems from being so tired because of Shyla. I don't know. Do you want to walk back? Or do you just want to, I don't know what she wants. She don't know what she wants. Raven Pepper. Sorry. But basically, long and the short is, I'm not going to be able to do this panel. And I feel like I'm going to be a disappointment. But at the same time, if I know I'm not going to be bringing my A game to something like a panel, which I've done panels at anime cons before. And I love to bring my best, most energetic self to those panels. I know I can't do this, and while it sucks, and it is a good idea, and I'll probably do it next year. I don't have it for me. I don't have it's not it for me this year. But I do feel like a disappointment, and I shouldn't, but I hate having PTSD because it's just such a moment to moment. Like, you know that life is like a box of chocolates. PTSD is like a box of chocolates. It's just most of the chocolates in that box are either anaphylaxis or the nastiest chocolate you can put in your mouth. And it's not pleasant. So, I don't know. But that's what's going on right now, and I'm disappointed. My hair looks a mess. I didn't put a choker on. I'm falling apart today. Can we walk, please, ma'am? Thank you, my love. So, and let me finish walking this dog, and I just wanted to get that off my chest, and my life and its many problems. But thank you for listening, and I will see y'all at some point later.